Right, hello everyone. Welcome to Sunday Night with Hilly, and we're here for HRF1. Um, and it looks like We've given the drivers a little option because we're low on drivers tonight, so we gave them a little option um, of it was supposed to be short qualifying sprint 50% race, but just because of the low number of drivers, we've opted to just shorten that down a little bit. So we gave them the option of short qualifying 50% race or one shot qualifying with a sprint and 50% race, and they've gone with the one shot. So bit of funny. It's a bit of fun. It's going to be random, so whoever it drops on for the qualifying is who we'll watch for their lap. So completely random, pure luck on who it drops on, and I'll try and do it as a hilly hot lap. I must admit, I haven't touched Australia for a long time, but I'll do my best. I will just say at the start of the stream, guys, I'm not feeling too great. I'm feeling fine this morning, and I had a little bit of a nap during the day, as I often do with a cat, and woke up feeling rotten. So I ended up going back to bed again, and woke up still feeling rotten. So hopefully I'll pick up. Hi Josh, hope you're well, and yeah, hopefully I'll pick up as we go on. I might just make me feel better. So, so the garage we are. So we hit the button straight away, apparently. Give people a chance to do their setups and everything, guys. Jeez. So I hope everyone's well. I'm going to be honest, I'm not going to be doing a prediction or anything like that tonight. It will just be the race, and once it's done, it's done. No interviews either. Okay, so it looks like we're on board for the one-shot quali with Tim. So Mirage just retiring out. Presumably wanting to start from the back. So through turns 1 and 2, usually use 4th, maybe 5th. I've even been known to use 6th through turns 1 and 2. And into turn 4, turn 3, the hairpin. Through about 4th, through the left-hander, and then flat out through the right. We head down now to the very fast. Love this corner now. Really just straighten up the steering wheel, use all the runoff. As long as your right wheel doesn't go over the line, you won't invalidate this. Then onto the straight, just keep the car close to the edges of the road that the track's going in. Would be absolutely fine. And we head up now to the S. Whatever you call it, an S or a chicane, up to you, I don't really mind. Makes the shape of an S, that's why I call it an S. I guess it's a chicane actually. So, thanks to the right-hander, really difficult these days, that right-hander, because of the way the curve sticks out on the inside, and it's not a curve you really want to touch. And into the slow left, it takes us into the final corner. Always tricky to get the power down through the final corner, but Tim does it really nicely. It looks like he's heading for pole. Also retires, and indeed he does. 1:17.123 puts him on pole, winning the one-shot qualifying. So Tim on pole, Ram on P2, Gooner 3, Ransdell 4, Cumulonimbus in 5, Josh 6, Steve-On 7, Fairley in 8, Fatal Defiance 9, Mirage 10, Chardinho 11, and Bowden 12. The Fatal and Mirage, that would suggest that they opted out of their laps, but Chardinho and Bowden will have invalidated, that's why they've been disqualified, and they start behind. So there we have it. And we will head into the sprints. I'm trying to keep an eye on the Discord as well. I think Gunner's trying to find out, make sure that all 12 drivers have managed to get setups on. Any drivers listening, let Gunner know in the Discord that you've got a setup on or not. We don't want to restart just for the sake of it, but okay, everybody is retiring. Don't know if Gunner's going to want the lineup or whether we're actually going to do the whole thing. We're restarting the lobby with that grid. Okay. There we go. Just going to try and upload it. Hopefully it'll be quick. Oh, Josh has beaten me to it with the lineup. Okay. Thanks, Josh, for doing that. At least someone's actually trying to help rather than just moaning. Okay, guys, so if the drivers can try and be as quick as possible getting into the lobby so that Gunnar can get it done, we can get out there, get the setups on, and get on with the sprint, that would be lovely. Please don't ready up anyone. I know somebody's owned up in the Discord. I won't even bother naming them, but somebody owned up in the Discord and apologised. It was an accidental ready up. Okay, here they come. I think that's everybody now. Just get in your cars, guys, quick as possible. The reason I say quick as possible is because Gunnar can't do the grid until everybody's in. So, Josh, I forgot how to drive. Locked up so much in sets of one. Oh, I don't have that problem, mate, with ABS on. I will say to you, Josh, even though I have ABS switched on, I do try and drive like I've got it switched off. So I do try and, full brakes and then lift off the brake as much as I can. Because I did find doing that I gained time in TT and stuff like that. So I do think there's that it works. But I guess when you brake just full brake, you reduce your speed and you reach your your cornering speed quicker, but you want to be at the cornering speed for the apex and then accelerating out of the apex, not. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I don't really know. I have absolutely no idea, actually. Oh, really, Josh? So you've only it's not been long then. What are we on PRF1? About 5, 6 races in now, aren't we? So, um, yeah, it's so you've not been long, but you're doing well with it, buddy. Does that mean that you know assists now, or are you still using the line or anything? Using it quality the past month, yeah. Fair enough. It's like I find it so. I have tried turning it off, but I'm on pad and which I think you might be as well, Josh. But I just find it's like the old rubbing your belly and patting your head at the same time sort of thing when you're on pad. I find it so hard. We've got line on, so that's the only one. That's the only one to turn off. Then you'll be able to look at no assist leagues. Then essentially joining the no assist league. I looked at joining a cockpit cam only league because I use cockpit cam, but they tend to be no assist leagues as well, cockpit cams, so I can't join them. I haven't found an Xbox one that's not, or a league that allows Xbox that's not no assist as well. Yeah, as far as the way I look at it, I think you not using cockpit cam is an assist, in my opinion, Josh. So, just I know it's not on the assist screen, but I think it's an assist to use a different camera. You wait a couple of years' time, they'll have drivers, Formula One drivers, with a little screen in their car on their dashboard so that they can use a different camera for driving. That'd be unreal. Do what you feel you need to do in the sprint, mate. I don't know about sending it round here. Try. You go softs or mediums. I love that idea actually. Of like, which of the drivers do some sim racing as well? I think Lando Norris does, doesn't he? Lando Norris just turns up next season with a different cam on his dashboard so that he can race from slightly above the car instead. That'd be hilarious. Right. Drivers just been given a couple of minutes to do their setups and all that jazz. I know I always say this, but any drivers listening, do your setup first. Get your setup done and then worry about your fuel and all the rest of it. Because if you ain't got your setup on, it will affect you for the main race as well. So, looks like formation lap is on, so away we go. Just confirm the grid rundown. So, Tim starts on pole alongside Ramon in P2. Gunnar P3 alongside Ransdell. Cumulo Nimbus in 5 with Josh in 6. D-Bomb and Fairley make up the 4th row of the grid with Fatal Defiance and Mirage in 9 and 10. While Chaldinho and Bowden start on what is the final row of the grid tonight, but is indeed row 6. Apologies from myself and the admins in HRF1 X you guys for the short grid, but we had 3. We would have. Well, we were supposed to be 16. One hasn't turned up, and 3 pulled out last minute. One of which, to be fair, Master Spread did actually tell us he may well have to pull out. He made us completely aware that was the case, so it's absolutely fine. We're aware of the situation, so but I'm not sure what the other 2 had to. I say one hasn't turned up, and he'll be finding himself out of the league once this race is over. Let's have a look at... I assume everybody's on mediums. You might have one or two softs, actually, to be fair. Let's have a look. Oh, just the one. Cialdino has opted for the soft tyre. And presumably that's to help him get through the grid and start a bit higher up for the feature race. But, it's a double-edged sword. I think he's probably going to be alright for a good 7 or 8 laps before the softs begin dropping off too much. So it's going to be a question, if you do that, you need to really make your way through the field, and then it doesn't matter so much if you lose 1 or 2 towards the end. So a couple of drivers missing their grid slots with Bowden and Ransdell. Let's go on board with Ransdell for the start. Oh, the lights are on. Out they go, away we go at the start of the Australian sprint race. The front four seem to get off at a pretty similar pace. Jumio gets pushed a bit wide there from Ransdell, but gets back on the track safely. Turns fairly up to P4 now. Along with Josh, who's up to P6 now. Was up to P5. Really seeming to get through okay. D-Bomb dropped off a little bit, so something might have happened for him. Just make sure he's not got any damage. No, can't see any obvious signs of damage on the cars. He seems okay. Maybe he just hung back a little bit. Ransdell! Ransdell is round and into the wall. Let's move back up and we'll... Oh, it's brought out a virtual safety car. Okay, so it suspended the racing. And that's why, as you can see, there is no front wing on that Mercedes. So, virtual safety car comes out. Got nice information. I turned it off because I couldn't see breaking point. Yeah, you get used to it. It's not something you could just turn on like that, Josh, I don't think. But you do get used to it. And I think, I just prefer it, mate, because it's anything that can make it as realistic as I can get for myself. So, yeah, there we go. Position changes then. So as you can see, Fairley up 4, Cialdino up 4, Bowden up 4, Mirage up 1, Fatal down 1, D-Bomb down 4, and Ransdell's down 8. He lost his wing, and D-Bomb is into the pits as well then, so he did need a new front wing. There's, oh, Josh gets himself a 5-second penalty for a severe collision with Cumulo Nimbus under safety car, or virtual safety car. Those guys having to pit will wish this was a full safety car. It's a very long virtual safety car. It's about to finish, I think. Oh, drive through for D-Bomb, who was right on the exit of the pits. Wouldn't be shocked if that's enough for him for the sprint race. But at the moment we've got Tim, Ramon and Gunnar taking full advantage of the start on this race and create their own little group of 3 at the front. Fairly's not too far behind. He's only a few tenths off of getting back in the DRS, which will activate at the end of this lap. Let's go to this group behind. It seems like there's some close racing going on. Remember, Cialdino there, the Mercedes you can see there behind the Haas, is on the soft tyre. So he's got a beautiful tyre advantage at the moment, as that looks like Josh is in. Josh into the pits. Yeah, it is a pit stop. I was just thinking, I didn't see him get a drive through, so that's a pit stop. So presumably he must have got damaged then when the contact with Cumulo happened. And here is Cialdino up the inside of Cumulo Nimbus into the right-hander. Nicely done from Cialdino. Bowden right onto the back of Cumulo as well. Oh, Bowden nearly loses it in the flat out right. Oh, there's some sort of debris, isn't there? Is he? I think maybe he did hit the wall. He did. He's lost his left end plate. D-Bomb goes back to the pits and serves his drive-through. Almost certainly an unfair drive-through, I would have thought, as Ramon gets the move done on Tim and takes the lead of the race. They are just dropping fairly ever so slightly. Barely anything, but he is just dropping back a little bit. No, and what he had dropped back, he's just made back up, actually. So, of course, these guys will be getting DRS off each other through the DRS zones, whereas he's not. He might hear. Did he? No, that was just after the DRS activation. He might be able to keep inside it. Sets fastest lap. Bowden is in to get that wing changed. Won't drop all the way to the back, of course, because of other drivers having had to make the stops as well. It's in here, but Ramon, as we said, looking good at the moment. I think D-Bomb's had some trouble coming out of the left-right chicane. And again, can't see any obvious signs of damage, but as we saw last time, doesn't necessarily mean that there isn't any. He's driving slowly. Perhaps he's just going to make his way back to the pits, I'm not sure. So Tim goes for the move on Ramon. Nice clean driving from the both. They both come out of the chicane quite slowly, which is going to give Gunnar a run. So inside, needs to make the corner, and does. Couldn't quite get the move done. Ramon probably with a better traction on the outside, as D-Bomb does indeed retire from the sprint. He will start the feature race at the back, which might not be the worst thing in the world for you, D-Bomb. As you see everybody trying to break the toe down the straight. Seem to move over to the right in unison. D-Bomb's left the session. I don't know why he's left the session. Dino picking up 3 seconds for his troubles there. He's on the back of this group. Just 3 seconds ahead of Mirage at the moment, but through goes Tim. Taking it past Ramon. Okay, right, it looks like D-Bomb's had some technical issues with his brakes on his rig, so he's turning everything off and on again, and then he'll rejoin for the feature race, hopefully, as long as everything works. Back through goes Ramon then, so certain battle at the front, and it's a proper 5-car battle as well. Okay, Cialdini's got a penalty, so he's not really in the battle. Obviously, you can't really look at penalties for penalty removal or anything like that for sprint races, because I mean, you can submit them, but it has to be, it'll be after the race, so it's not going to get you, you're not going to be able to get further up on the grid. But don't forget, there are points available in a sprint race, so potentially if it was deemed an unfair penalty, you could potentially have a penalty removed and gain an extra point or two or whatever. There's someone, Fairley. It is on the inside of Gunnar. Slight break in, makes the corner nicely. And that's a very solid move from Fairley through into P3. And Gunnar picks up 3 seconds. So that kind of drops him and Chaldinho out of the battle. Although they'll be having their own battle now for P4, I guess, as it stands. And Mirage trying to get back within the penalty range. These guys. I would happily move elsewhere and see the other guys that are racing, but there's no sort of real battles going on at the moment elsewhere. Can see that Josh is sort of getting onto the back of Bowden, who picks up 3 seconds there in a way. Can be incredible sometimes. You can find sometimes that these smaller grids can actually throw up some great racing in them. And I've certainly seen that in a moment between Tim and Ramon. And Fairley and Gunnar in that little battle as well down to turn 3. Let's just see if Josh gets a run here. No, actually, let's go back to the front. See if Ramon gets a run on Tim. Doesn't look like he's going to down to turn 3, but it's going to be the long straight. Let's just go back then to Josh and Bowden. Doesn't look for me like Josh is going to be close enough, so we will stick with the guys at the front for the moment. At the moment, if anything, it's looking like Fairley might be able to get a run on Ramon here. Let's have a look from his POV. It's up DRS now. Both got DRS, of course. So, and they both got a decent amount of power. Oh, Fairley, that's not going to work. That's not going to work. That's never going to work. It's a bit unfortunate, to be honest, because they caught Tim, which kind of, he's already committed to a move on Ramon, and unfortunately they caught Tim, but he was never alongside Tim, so Tim's taking a corner as you'd expect him to, but the additional speed that Fairley was taking with him, unfortunately, meant that in the apex of the corner he ended up alongside, slightly alongside in a way, it wasn't properly alongside. So I wouldn't really put that as blame on anyone at all, to be honest. I think that's just an unfortunate incident. So he's just dropped off a little bit. Chaldinho's moved up to P2, but again, he's got a penalty. So here comes Ramon around the outside of Chaldinho, moving up to the chicane. I still think it looks like an S to me. That's why I often, if you actually look at the track map, it looks like an S. That's why I quite often call it an S bend, but technically I think it is a chicane. As we near the end of the sprint race then, Tim looking good, he has done all the way through. It's looked really like it's between him and Ramon, although there's been multiple guys up there, but those two look like they've just got that little bit extra pace. But this is the lap then. Is Ramon going to get a move, going to get a run on Tim? Oh, and Tim makes a mistake coming out of turn 2, but I can't imagine Ramon wants to make, no, look, he's backing off. He does not want to make a move right now. He wants the move to be done coming out of this corner and onto the longer DRS straight. This is where he's going to want to do it. And look at the run he got just coming out of the fast right-hander. Incredible runs out of the corners. Look, you would think that it's going to be done with ease. So, yeah, there you go. The only, can Tim get a run back down this straight? It's the only opportunity, to be honest. But no, well, in fact, he hasn't even got DRS. Ramon still gets DRS. So it's going to be sprint victory here for Ramon by the looks of things. Barring any slippery mistakes out the final corner. Do happen on occasion, but they don't this time. So Ramon's going to take sprint victory and pole position for the feature race. Tim P2. Cialdino crosses the line, P3, will he keep it? No, Mirage jumps up to P3, Cialdino P4, Gunnar P5, barely crosses the line in fantastical style, P6, Gunnar Nimbus P7, Fatal P8, Bowden just coming out the final couple of corners with Josh right on his tail. So Josh is going to jump up to P9. Bowden I think we'll keep P8, P10 even. No, actually, I don't think he did. I think Ransdell jumps up to P10. And that means Bowden P11. And Laura penalties to pick up there, Bowden, in the short sprint. Then gives driver the date for the sprint to Mirage. Don't award one for that in a way, but there we have it. Remember, there are points on the board. I'm trying to remember if we used the normal point system. I think actually we go 10 for P1 down to 1 for P10. I think we do in the sprint here and in WO01. There we go. So quick look down the instance, but I didn't see anything, any sort of obvious instance that were any driver's faults. So I think the only instant that we actually saw on the stream then looked like it just an accidental sort of unlucky incident, not a driver at fault incident. So there we go. Okay, guys, any drivers listening, don't forget we do take a break now. Please don't hit the button. It just means we got to restart the lobby again. So please just wait for Gunnar. He will tell you what time we're going to start in the Discord, and he will press the button. Okay. Okay, guys, going to take a quick break and go grab a coffee, and I'll be back shortly. See you in a bit. Right, guys, sorry, I'm back a little bit late. So we got top three starting on hards, Chaldinho and Gunners on the softs, Fatal, Josh on the mediums, and Bowden on the mediums. Everybody else on the hards then. So there we go. Looks like there's a little pause before the lights are coming on for some reason. But good to see that D-Bomb did get back in. Hopefully the issues are sorted for him. I'm not sure what the problem is on the grid. I can't see anybody moving, so I don't think... Lights just aren't coming on. This is all we need tonight. Come on, Vane. Come on. Broken. It does look like it's broken, doesn't it? Usually there's a car. I've not seen this before, actually, where the lights just don't come on. Is somebody not loaded? I can't see it. You guys might be able to see. Is there somebody that's stuck with a donut of death, not loading in properly? If it is, they might need to leave and rejoin. Ah, for Christ's sake. Alright, we'll keep an eye with the Discord. Gunnar will be in there. Oh, we're going. Seems to me we're going. So is Chaldinho. Looks like he bogs down a bit there on the start. Patience, see guys, patience. I think everybody's gotten away, so I think everybody was still in control. Oh, Fairley's dropping. Fairley is dropping. Round, and he's retired on track. So, there we go. Well, that would be an instant penalty for him in a way for retiring on track, but for next week. As still yellow flags for him. I thought something else had happened then. Bowden getting past Mirage there. Chaldinho getting past Cumulonimbus. So, as lost as anybody at the moment. So, right, okay, Cumulonimbus just gets through past Bowden on the heavy left-hander. And Gunnar going past him up the inside, up into turn 1. Gets the move done just before the braking zone. His team going to get a run back. Hard to imagine with Gunnar being on the softs, he's going to get a nicer grip out of the corners at the moment. So, very much a race you can do soft medium, so I think that's what we're going to be seeing from the guys that are starting on softs. I don't fit, unless they go to the hards, but I don't think they're going to be looking at two-stopping. Impossible. You can two-stop here, but two-stop's always slower than the one-stop at all the tracks. It's just circumstances can mean that the two-stop works out. So here's another move going on. This is Ransdell around the outside of Mirage. And nicely done in the lead up to the chicane. Mirage gets a really good run out the chicane though. He's going to come back. Yellow flags. That looks like Bowden's spun come out of the chicane. Will Mirage get a run here? Is he going to pick up the slipstream? No DRS down this straight. Or the next straight, I don't believe, because it's the same DRS activation. I don't think he'll get DRS here. No. So, as of the next time through, as Bowden retires, he's out at turn 1. And D-Bomb's off track. Both Ferraris at the same time. So we're down to 9 because the other Ferrari of D-Bomb is out. Dear Lord. So Ramon leads, 2-second lead despite being on the hards at the moment, 1.8 now as they come out the final corner. Right, okay, sorry guys, there's some chat going on in Discord that I'm just involved with. And we got yellow flags, it's Josh that's round. The front wing's gone. Fatal Defiance has apparently just joined, I didn't know he wasn't there. But he has joined. And Josh obviously making his way back to the pits. Spooner lost out here to Chaldinho, both on the softs, remember. Chaldinho's already got a penalty. Oh, Gunnar, sorry. You guys saw that. I was in a Discord as people are saying, is there a restart? I'm like, no, there's not. But something's happened to Gunnar. He's dropped down to P8. You guys would have seen that. I didn't. So, at the moment, well, Chaldinho's making some inroads on the gap to Ramon. It's only small gains. Tim opens the DRS and he's past Chaldinho. Here he goes. Maybe the softs beginning to... Oh, Chaldinho! Ouch, that's going to be a safety car. And we're down to, what, 8? Oh, I'm losing the wheel already. It's only lap 6. I've lost the wheel. Right, so drivers coming in, Ramon onto the mediums. Looks like Cumulo stayed out on the hards. It's going to find it hard on the restart. No pun intended, but it's going to be, I think. It's going to allow Josh to get back up to speed and back with the group. He doesn't need to pit this lap. If he's intending on a stop, he could go another lap yet and still be able to pit, such as the distance to the safety car. Safety car coming down the long straight now into the chicane. So he's certainly not going to catch it too quick, so if he does want to pit, he'll be able to do that the next lap easily. You know, trying to go up the inside of the safety car, never advised. What's he doing? So there seems to be some confusion in Discord. That's why I'm going quiet for periods, guys, so that I'm typing. It's just... What is Cumulo doing? Why are you driving right by the safety car like this, Cumulo? Josh did indeed make a stop then to go to hards. Presumably they're going to be going to the end. I assume you've got a wing sorted now, Josh, it looks like it, yeah. Okay. Right, so this will be the last lap under safety car. We'll resume lap 10, which means 20 laps remain.
Stop it.
Oh, she's watching the cars. Sorry, my cat was watching me then. Watching the cars then. Right, okay. We continue to watch Cumulo racing with safety car driver. I've forgotten his name. Murata or something like that. I can't remember. I got the memory of a sieve. Can't expect me to remember these things. Let's just have a quick look at the penalties. Don't usually look at them, but yeah, just to double check, they are all 3 seconds. Jardino loses a session. Oh! Cumulo spun! Oh, that'd teach you from driving like a Swift under the safety car, wouldn't it? Oh, sorry, I probably enjoyed that rather more than I should. And now he's retired on track. Do you know what? We might be seeing the end of the Monday League here, you know, the Monday Division for the rest of the season, because this is pathetic, quite frankly. To say, my time in HRF1, which has been a long time now, this league has been incredible, absolutely incredible, and the Sunday Division still is, but at the moment the Monday Division is putting a real black mark on the league, which is so unfair. So, Ramon leads from Tim, Mirage in P3, Ransdell 4, Josh 5, Gunnar 6, Fatal 7. I don't know why I'm still here. So trying to see if there's anything to do about Ramon. Go to Josh. He's got DRS on Ramsdale at least. Might see some action here. Right there. Here comes Josh then, to the outside of Ramsdale, makes the move. And through goes Josh, so up to P4. Sort of ignore the penalties a little bit at this stage of the race because quite honestly it's a long race. We're only just approaching the halfway stage, so anybody could pick up penalties between now and the end. Gunnar picks up 3 seconds. Just the 3 drivers left with no penalties. As Mirage then to the inside with the DRS open on Tim. And on we continue. I apologise about the long pauses, guys, but I just things going on in the chat. So at the moment, it's looking like a three-way battle. Edge on the back of Ramon. Is he going to be able to make a move this time round? Edge. Not able to do it this time round. He's going to have DRS again here. Staying with Ramon very nicely at the moment. Definitely a question mark over these mediums. Hard to get to the end with these. Well, not with these, but they'll get to the end quite comfortably without any real risk of the tyres giving in. But the mediums, it's an awfully long stint. 14 laps to go. So Mirage then into the lead of the race. So he still has that penalty hanging over him, so the 3 seconds. So Ramon and Tim still really in the driver's seat for the victory. Or are they? Because as I say, if the tyres drop off and they've got a pit, that could easily bring Josh and Gunnar back into this. They're sort of 6.5 seconds. Well, Josh is 6.5 seconds behind. I think a pit stop around about 20 seconds here. It's not a long one for sure. So we've got a yellow flag, and I think that's Ransdell. It's just round at the... going into the slow left-hander just before the pit lane, and does make to the pit lane as well. Ramon trying to get back ahead here of Mirage. The RS is so powerful down this straight leading up to the chicane. So the chicane he goes. Still gets the DRS of course in the next straight as well, because it's the same activation. Just the case for both is, whatever you call it, 2 or 4 DRS zones, I'm not sure, but it's only the 2 activations. Tim, speaking of any scraps you can pick up at all, still say this is going to be a terribly long stint for the medium tyres. Thinking, so we've got 12 laps remaining, which includes this one, and then so that would be 23 laps on the mediums. As I said at the start, it is a long time since I touched Australia, so I'm not massively sure. Going to make it or not. It's come on, Mirage. Mirage, I have to say, he's having a superb race. I know he's got a penalty, but showing serious pace, isn't he? Be able to keep up with the likes of Ramon. That ain't a mean feat around any track, I promise you. Ramon, super fast driver. Tim as well. Mirage here showing he really can keep up with the fastest. Ransdell having of course had to pit to put on the soft tyres, sets fastest lap. Another DRS zone. Just having a look at the energy. Imagine Tim around the just over 50%, Ramon just over 80%. So at the moment he is managing to defend this without really having to use his ERS. Mostly helping for defending in the later stages of the race. More on the gap though with Josh and Gunnar. Let's just go to that. Is that Gunnar? Oh no, okay, I'm misreading the gaps. I thought Gunnar was just behind Josh, but of course no, he's another sort of 9 seconds behind. So actually, if these guys have to pit, it's only really Josh that will be brought back into it. Gunnar might nip ahead of them, but obviously be on worn hard, so we find it very difficult to hold them off, if at all. It's very hard for Tim to do anything, isn't it? Oh, into the pits comes Mirage then. So Mirage may be gambling with the idea that they are all going to have to pit again, and maybe it's going to look to undercut them. Presumably we'll switch to softs. Let's have a look. So Josh definitely goes through. Yeah, so softs go on. Josh has gone through, and he's going down to turn 1 now. Gunnar is on his way, but I don't think he's going to get him. So actually, it's a really fast pit stop here, isn't it? That's quicker than 20 seconds, easily. I did say it was a fast one. Oh! Mirage, what you done? Didn't see any debris. That's allowed Gunnar pass now. Do that coming out of the pits, then yeah. Oh, there. I didn't see any debris, but he has got damage. He's damaged the... Well, he's lost the right end plate. Oh, Mirage, what a shame. It would have been interesting to see how it played out. This obviously would have been super fast. So what about Ramon and Tim? They may not know that that's just happened. Ramon now in a situation he could just wait and see what Tim does. Doesn't have to make a decision himself. But into the pits he comes. Is Tim? Yeah, Tim's going to follow. So this is going to put Josh into the lead and go into the end on the hard tyres. As I said, the pit stop clearly is a lot faster than I thought it was. I thought it was about 20 seconds, but it's nowhere near that, is it? It's more 17, I think. 17, 18. Gunnar on the straight, but isn't going to get past them. And Mirage is trying to stay out with that damage. Kind of don't blame him, but what a shame. It would have been interesting, wouldn't it, to see him undercut his way into the lead. Now it's going to be a straight race, you feel, between Ramon and Tim. Both penalty free. And of course Josh is leading, so don't rule him out, but the fact that he's got a penalty and these guys are on softs, I don't think the penalty is going to make much difference. They're going to once they've got the tyres working properly, which they should have done by now, really, as far around the outlap. They're gonna eat that time up so fast. I wouldn't be surprised if they're past him on lap 24. Not a lot Josh is going to be able to do, to be quite honest. Once they're on the back, then they're just going to fly past him. Can hold him up in the corners, but once they hit the DRS zone, they'll fly past and he won't see him again, I don't think, for the rest of the race. So see, already down to 2 seconds. It's over 2 seconds taken out. And they're not even back at the same part of the track when it was on 4 or something. So Less than a lap. Time. Oh, there's the gap now. He's on board with Ramon. See, he has used some ERS now. He was over 80% last time we went on board with him. Use some, presumably to have that gap to Tim. Vettel picks up 3 seconds. He's actually on the... Oh, Mirage has pitted. Okay, Mirage in the end gave in and pitted for a new wing. There we go. So probably not going to get him into turn 1, but he's going to have a great chance into turn 3 or 4, whatever it is. So he'll come out of here nicer. He's going to have DRS and he's going to be able to outbrake him by an absolute mile. Although, Josh doesn't seem ready, does he, to give up the fight just yet? Fair play to him. He's going to give it a go. I said, through corners like this, you can hold him up because you can stick your car really in most difficult of positions to stop the driver being able to make a move. Ramon wouldn't have wanted this. Look, Tim's already into the 1 second. Ramon will be in his line. Damn it. Just needed to get through down into turn 3. Turn 4. Whatever it is said. Through he goes into the lead. And now a lot's going to depend. How quickly can Tim get past? Are Williams' teammates tonight, these two. So, see if Josh allows his teammate through nice and quickly. He does. He lets his teammate through. And his teammate will have DRS to try and close this gap. He needs to get this gap down to 1 second by the time they reach turn 3, and I don't think he's quite going to do it. Just set fastest lap as well to Tim. I'm keeping an eye down the field to see if any of the others end up battling, but at the moment it seems to be the closest we got to a battle at the moment. Back you're in the 1 second then, Tim. Just go down on Mirage. He's caught the back of Ransdell. DRS. Open. Down to this difficult right-hander. Both of them have a little oversteering moment coming out of it. Mirage through, back into P5 now. Does need to disappear from Ransdell because of the penalty, but he shouldn't really have too many issues doing that. But all the trials and tribulations that this race has thrown up tonight, whether it be the numbers, the retirements, or anything else, the start, whether there should have been a restart or not, whatever. It's still throwing up a really great battle here between Ramon and Tim as to who's going to win this race. So Ramon definitely favourite. But, well, Tim has actually a very slight advantage on ERS, roughly sort of 4 or 5%. Only tiny. Would make Ramon favourite, but Tim definitely close enough. He's likely to get a chance. The question is going to be, does he particularly want a chance on this lap? Will really stick behind Ramon until the last lap and then try and get him on this straight. He's going for it. He's going for it. Say, I'm not sure how much Ramon will be too... Well, he doesn't look like he's just going to sit back, but he is for now. Lap 28 to 29, very, very close to the end. He's Ramon. I bet he doesn't look to make a move this lap. I bet he lifts. He will know best opportunity to win this race is going to be being on the gearbox on the final lap, going into this straight. There you go. Gets right on the gearbox, but lifts. No intention of making an overtake. Which is what Tim was going to do as well. It's always a difficult thing to choose, isn't it? You take the track position where you've got the opportunity to do it, or hold back and throw all your eggs in one basket for the last lap of the race. Tim opted to take the track position. Ramon has done the other. Here, this is just getting onto the gearbox, no intention of making an overtake. All going to be about that long straight down to the chicane, and Ramon's built his energy back up to about 45%, just over. Tim on around about 20%, so they've both got energy. It's a long straight, so I don't think Tim's is going to last the whole straight though, that's the problem for him. And of course, with the DRS, Ramon is going to be lightning down the straight. And he's close enough. Look at this. Oh, Tim looks to protect. Still don't think he's going to be able to hold this, even with Ramon having to come out the power a bit there. So through he goes. Tim will try and hold on to the back of him and try and get a good exit. Both of them are out of overtake. Looks like Ramon will make it a double with the sprint win and the race win. Tim had a little think about it looked like then, but no, it even looked like Ramon hesitated a bit. But in the end then, Ramon will cross the line for victory in Australia. Tim will take a fantastic P2. Gunnar, it's looking like it's going to be P3. Let's just get the penalties up. Oh, maybe not P3 then for Gunnar. He's got 18 seconds of penalties, so he's going to drop down a couple of positions, I think. He might only drop down one position, actually. Josh is going to take the final podium position with P3. Gunnar goes 4th, but I think Mirage is too far back with 6 seconds. Just see. No, he does jump him. That must have been pretty tight. Yeah, 2/10 in the end. Ransdell will take P6. Fatal Defiance. Will finish the race and take what is a very, very handy P7 for Fatal. there we go. That's our Australia race. As I've already said, I'm not going to be doing any interviews. So I'm not feeling well in the way myself. So there, just a reminder there then of the sprint results for doing the standings for Gunnar. And there's our race results. So down to 7th finished, everybody else DNF'd. And fastest lap also went to Josh with a 1:18.633 in the end. So well done to him. A massive points haul for Ramon and Tim, first and second. So there we go, guys. That's been our Monday night. I'm sorry it wasn't the best of times, but I think we can agree that Ramon and Tim gave us a wonderful battle in the second half of that race to see who was going to win it. So both, I could give either of them driver of the day, but I think I will give. I mean, I've got to give it to the winner. So Ramon, and just the same. If Tim had won it, then I'd have given him driver of the day. So, but Ramon will be my driver of the day today. There we go. Thank you to ever so much to anybody that has watched along, and thank you to everybody that watches it back at a later point. I will be back tomorrow night for WAF1 Tuesday night. Then I get a couple of days racing myself. So after that, it's Friday for PRF1. But tomorrow night, 8 p.m. And look forward to a fantastic Tuesday night race with WAF1, as it always is. So I will see you for that one. Other than that, have a wonderful Tuesday, and I will see you tomorrow night. Good night.